Finding Your Passion. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her tombstone, from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth, and he spoke the following dates with tears, but he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth, and now only those who loved her know what that little dash is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters most is how we live in love, and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are the things you'd like to change? For we never know how much time is left that still can be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way that other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect, and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy's being read, with your life's actions to rehash, will you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? Life isn't about finding out about yourself. Life's about creating yourself. The two most important days in your life are the day that you're born and the day that you find out why. This is Greg Starkman with Platinum Method Coaching, and this is another installment of Your Blueprint for Success. Today we will talk about finding your passion in life. This will be a little more introspective and meditative session than we've done in the past, but I think you'll like it. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it, keep looking, don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. A while back, I bought a new house. When you walk in, there's a small sitting room. It's not quite big enough for a living room, so I wasn't sure what to do with it. I've always loved music, so I thought to myself, you know what would look good here? A piano. So after thinking about it for a while, I went out and I bought a piano. Now, I don't know how to play, but that seemed like only a minor detail at the time. And of course, I wanted to share my passion for my music, so I wanted not only to learn how to play, but also to have my sons learn to play. To motivate them, however, I didn't want to ask to take lessons. I thought to myself, maybe I could use some reverse psychology. How could I get him to love it? And then it came to me. He really liked the school music teacher, and it just so happened that the music teacher gave piano lessons outside of school. So I called him up one day and I asked him to come over to give me a lesson. I never mentioned a word of it to my son. So when the piano teacher came over and my son saw him giving me lessons, well, of course, he naturally wanted to get involved. So he ended up asking me, could I please take lessons as well? What a great way to share that passion. How do you find passion in life? How well do you know yourself? An effective way to determine what you want in life, and also to determine what's holding you back, is by asking yourself a series of profound self-reflection questions. Think about the things you absolutely love. Did I ever tell you about the time that I had the chance to play with Joe Perry from Aerosmith and Lou Gramm from Foreigner? How about the time that I climbed Half Dome with my 3 sons? And then there was the time that I took a trip to the Arctic Circle, experiencing the bright sunshine after midnight, watching the whales playing playfully in the water there, the bald eagles flying around. What an incredible experience. Times like these are the reason that we live. And they should also make us wonder, what are we doing and why are we doing it? If you haven't found your passion, you should do some soul searching. To find your passion in life, you've got to be willing to become intimately familiar with yourself, your situation, why you do those things, and what's keeping you from not doing other things. You have to know what drives you, what inspires you, what excites you, what engages you, and what enrages you, what scares you, what you do naturally well, and what you pretend to like but don't really. You have to know what lies you're telling yourself. As you become more familiar with yourself, you'll be able to determine what's most important in the limiting time that you have every day, year, and even throughout your lifetime. In doing this, you can maximize your time doing more of what you love and less of what you don't really want to be doing. Most of us are so busy reacting to events in our current lives that we don't allow the time to examine what's not working well or why. We certainly don't take time to ask ourselves those deeper, probing questions that unearth authenticity or buried longings. If you really want to find your passion and purpose in life, you need to set aside some time and create space to ask yourself those tough, challenging questions. I'm going to ask you those questions in a bit, but first, I want you to think about it and also how we're going to do this. You can either write each question down as I say it. You can keep pausing this. You can listen to them all and then write them down later. Any way you want to do it. But I think it's important that you write down your answers. And to do that, you probably need to write down the questions as well. These are very important at uncovering who we really are. It's probably going to take some time to complete. So once again, stop as often as you want. But think about each before answering it. The purpose of this is to get away from what you're doing in life and instead focus on what you want to be doing with your life. Remember, it's okay to stop after each question, however you want to do it. Just make sure you're relaxed and fully present. Probably not a bad idea to have some music for this exercise. Make sure you're alone. If you have some candles, that might be helpful, or burn some incense. Whatever's going to put you in the mood, first to focus and then to think about what is it you're doing with your life? What do you want to be doing? Who are you? And is the life you're living the life you want to be living for the rest of your life? Take a deep breath. Breathe in and out. Be conscious of your thinking. Be conscious of your breathing. Start to shut other thoughts out of your mind. Start just to focus on your breathing. Feel the different parts of your body. I'm going to read some words now that hopefully will get you in the mood a little bit more. Breathe deep the gathering gloom. Watch lights fade from every room. Bedsitter people look back and lament. Another day's useless energy spent. Impassioned lovers wrestle as one. Lonely man cries for love and has none. New mother picks up and suckles her son. Senior citizens wish that they were young. Cold-hearted orb that rules the night removes the colors from our sight. Red is gray and yellow white. But we decide which is right and which is an illusion. Now continue taking a few more deep breaths. Once again, listen to the sound of my voice. Close your eyes. Get rid of any other thoughts. Shake off the worries of the day. Just relax. This is your time now. And think about what I'm saying. What areas of your life are currently working well for you? What do you find fulfilling, meaningful, enjoyable, and important? What areas of your life are not currently working well for you? What makes you stressed out? What wastes your time or drains you? If you were financially secure and didn't need the salary, how would you spend your time? What are some childhood interests or dreams that you were never able to explore fully? If you could pick 3 things that you'd like to be remembered for after you die, what would they be? Is there someone somewhere in your life or in the past whose life and work inspired you or excited you? Why was that? What skills or talents do you have that you're passionate about using? What skills or talents do you have that you're not passionate about using? Consider a previous or current job. What activities have you done that you enjoyed and you found engaging? What activities have you done that you disliked and never want to do again? During an average work week, how much of your time is spent doing things that you dislike or you feel is a waste of your time? What are your top 5 most prominent core values? If you're unsure about how to answer that, we'll come back to that, so we spend a whole section on that. How does your life currently reflect those values? Which of your top values are you ignoring and not giving enough attention? How are you currently living outside of your own integrity? What lies are you currently telling yourself and others about who you are, what's important to you, and what you're passionate about? What's preventing you from pursuing your primary passion in life? What beliefs do you have in your life about your ability to succeed in pursuing your main passion in life? How have your limiting beliefs and fears held you back from finding or pursuing your main passion in life? What credible evidence do you have to suggest that your fears or limiting beliefs are holding you back? What evidence do you have that they're true? Is there evidence that these fears or limiting beliefs may come to pass? Is the risk significant enough to prevent you from going after your passion? Can you tolerate some risk and uncertainty in relationship to finding your passion? If so, how much? What do you do to prioritize over pursuing your main life passion? Is it your income, your job, your lifestyle, your home, the opinion of others? What is the main concern that's holding you back from committing to pursuing your primary life passion? What specific actions can you take to reduce and manage this fear? Is there anyone in your life who's preventing you from pursuing your passion? Who are they, and how are they holding you back? How could you communicate with this person to either gain their support or get them to step out of the way? Are you willing to disengage from people who are undermining your ability to pursue your passion in life? If not, why not? Do any people close to you have genuine concerns about your life passion or your ideas? How can you address and overcome these? What hobbies or interests have you had in the last few years that intrigue you and you might consider as a life passion? Are you willing to spend time pursuing these interests to learn more? By volunteering, doing part-time work, interning, or finding a mentor? If you think you know what your passion might be, what concrete work have you done or be willing to do to actually experience it? What are you willing to do to better yourself in this area? Do you have enough savings to allow you to live for 6 months during a job transition, or while you search for or pursue your passion? What can you do to create a cushion of savings if you don't have any? What's the minimum salary you can afford to live on? Would you be willing to make cutbacks in your lifestyle in order to follow your passion? What's the worst thing that could happen if you decide to fully commit to pursuing your passion? Could you live with this? What's the likelihood of this worst thing actually happening if you were to commit yourself 100%? What would your ideal day look like if you were doing what you love? What are the things you'd really like to achieve or accomplish with your life before you die? To date, what steps have you taken towards making these things happen? Would you be willing to work in a less than passionate job to pursue your passion outside of work or as a part-time job? Imagine you woke up early nearly every day feeling happy, fulfilled, and content about your life and work. How would this impact you physically, mentally, emotionally, in your relationships, and also your self-confidence? How has living a less than passionate life affected you? Do you have any examples? What life achievement would make you feel proud of yourself? How do you live, act, or behave in a way that really isn't you? If you had the chance to start fresh all over again with your life, your relationships, and your career, what would you do differently? Can you go back for a redo on any of these things? And if the answer is no, are you 100% sure? If you live to age 80, how many days do you have left to live? Take 80 and subtract your current age, and then multiply it by 365. How many of those days are you willing to live, disliking any aspect of your life? For example, your work, your relationships, or even yourself. And just relax for a moment. Don't move. Once again, notice your breathing. Feel your chest going up and down. Feel the blood pulsating through your body. Feel the different parts of your body. Just relax and try to be at peace. Okay, let's take a breath. Open your eyes. And what's your practical next step? What can we do today that's going to move you toward pursuing your passion and living a life that would be more meaningful, purpose-driven, and fulfilling? Continue to breathe deeply. Take some time to think about these questions. You can come back to this and listen to it over again. But try to find a space that's relaxing for you and quiet, so you can reflect on this. It's time for you to get in touch with who you are. It's time for you to understand maybe the life you're living is not the life you want. it's time to take control of your life. So this is Greg from Platinum Method Coaching. If you have any comments or questions, you can email me at greg@platinummethod.coaching. But until next time, remember, live in the sunshine, swim in the sea, and drink the wild air. The best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Until next time.